Hello, I'm Father Anthony Gramlich of the Marian Fathers of the Immaculate Conception. Welcome to Jubilee Journey Through Lent. During this holy penitential season, join me as I suggest ways to make your own observance of Lent more fruitful and spiritually rewarding, especially during this Jubilee year, the Year of Hope. We've been talking in the past few episodes about making good Lenten resolutions to practice the three pillars: prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. And I suggested that a good way to express the love for our neighbor is to perform one of the 7 corporal works of mercy and the 7 spiritual works of mercy. Last time, we looked at the first 4 spiritual works of mercy: admonish sinners, instruct the uninformed, counsel the doubtful, and comfort the sorrowful. Let's look at the remaining 3. First, be patient with those in error. Second, forgive offenses. And third, pray for the living and the dead. Be patient with those in error is a tough one. It is an act of merciful love to share the faith with those who need it and to pray for them. On the other hand, we must be patient with God's work in other people's lives. We must never harass, pressure, or manipulate anyone. Our job is but to sow the seeds of faith in the hearts and minds of those who are in grievous error. But change has to come in God's own time. Until then, we are just to be patient with those in error, to share the truth with them as best we can, and to pray for them, trusting in God's mercy and patience with us all. Historically, forgiveness has always been a hallmark of a Jubilee year, and the papal bull for the Jubilee, Spes non confundit, hope does not disappoint. Pope Francis writes of God's mercy and the forgiveness of sins through the sacrament of reconciliation, but also the need for us to forgive others in turn. Forgiveness does not change the past. It cannot change what happened in the past, yet it can allow us to change the future and to live different lives, free of anger, animosity, and vindictiveness. Forgiveness makes possible a brighter future, which enables us to look at the past with different eyes, now more serene, albeit still bearing the trace of past tears. Forgiveness is probably the most misunderstood of all the works of mercy. It does not mean blindly letting oneself be victimized. The duty to forgive your enemies is compatible with protecting yourself and your loved ones from harm and demanding high standards of conduct from those close to you, including your own family members. To prevent and block the spread of evil in these ways is actually a work of mercy, not only toward yourself and your loved ones, but even toward the perpetrators of evil. The final work of mercy is perhaps the easiest to do. Every day we are to bring our needs, the needs of our loved ones, the needs of the whole world, and the needs of the holy souls in purgatory, into the merciful heart of Jesus. Saint Faustina herself often did this, bringing them into Christ's most compassionate heart. Remember, our works of mercy, both corporal and spiritual, will always appear inadequate compared to the needs of the world around us. But our Lord does not ask us to meet every need. We are only asked to do what we can and leave the rest to Him as He works out His loving plan for each human soul. Remember the miracle of the loaves and fishes? That meager supply, when offered in faith to Jesus, was found to be enough to feed multitudes. So will our seemingly meager efforts to practice the corporal and spiritual works of mercy, guided by His Spirit and offered up to Jesus. He can work miracles with such little offerings. Lent is fast drawing to a close, and this Sunday is Palm Sunday, the beginning of Holy Week. Are you ready? At the very least, have you made a good confession? There's still time to prepare. God bless you.